and calling them toxic as if her fans, because KTV is a Caitlin Clark fan. She's my favorite basketball player to watch, male or female. Point blank, period. Now she's calling us toxic for saying the obvious about the sabotage that was going in this league and how this woman has been targeted since before she even stepped foot in it, all while Stephanie White wants to ignore the facts of what the other players in this league have done, from disrespecting fans, starting fake racial.
For a long time, fans of Caitlin Clark have been accused of being toxic, even though most of them simply support the player they admire. Many people forget that KTV, the channel being discussed, is run by someone who openly says Clark is their favorite basketball player, male or female. But now, suddenly fans are being labeled as the problem, as if all the issues in the WNBA are their fault. This is especially frustrating because the problems Clark has faced began long before she even played her first game in the league. She was targeted, criticized, and judged before she had the chance to even prove herself. Meanwhile, Coach Stephanie White continues to ignore the behavior of many WNBA players who have openly disrespected fans, started unnecessary drama, or pushed false narratives that caused even more tension. Instead of addressing what players have done, she chose to call fans toxic, which sparked a huge reaction across the entire basketball world. When Stephanie White made her recent comments, the entire league felt the impact. Her words did not feel accidental or careless, they seemed intentional. She called fans toxic, and many people immediately took that as a direct attack on Caitlin Clark's large and passionate fan base. Social media exploded. People everywhere demanded answers and even called for White to be removed as the Indiana Fever's coach. Many fans felt deeply insulted. Why? Because they are the ones who have been driving the WNBA's historic rise in popularity. They pay for tickets, buy merchandise, watch the games, promote the league, and bring attention to the players. Yet suddenly, they were the ones being blamed for toxicity. This backlash didn't appear out of thin air. For months, people noticed that Stephanie White often downplayed Caitlin Clark's importance. She repeatedly pointed to Kelsey Mitchell as the team's main star, even though Clark's arrival brought huge national attention, made attendance skyrocket, and boosted TV ratings to levels the WNBA had never seen before. Most insiders believe White only began acknowledging Clark's importance because she was pressured to do so. It never felt sincere. It felt like she was forced into admitting what the entire world already saw with their own eyes. Now, with this new comment attacking fans, whatever tension was hiding beneath the surface has fully erupted. The truth is simple. Caitlin Clark is the main reason the WNBA is experiencing this massive growth. Angel Reese, Paige Bueckers, and others are great players, but their games didn't pull the same numbers. Their home games were often the least attended, so when people try to lump them in with Clark, it feels forced. The league's increased salaries and new financial opportunities wouldn't even be possible without the millions of viewers Clark brought in. Everyone knows that, even if they don't want to admit it out loud. So where did White make these controversial statements? They came from her appearance on the A View podcast hosted by Sue Bird. While discussing the league's sudden surge in attention, White said she wanted to change the toxicity around our league. First, that sounds reasonable. Who wouldn't want less negativity? But the context made it clear she wasn't talking about player drama, locker room issues, or the internal politics that have existed for years. She seemed to be talking about the fans, specifically fans who support Caitlin Clark and who have been vocal about the unfair treatment Clark has received. What upset many people was that she completely ignored what players themselves have been doing to contribute to negativity. For example, Eriko Gunbowl went on ESPN and said, "We don't want you to new fans during Clark's rookie year." Ryan Howard snapped at Asia Wilson's fans because they cheered loudly for Wilson during a road game, as if fans are not allowed to cheer for anyone besides the home team. Kalia Copper publicly criticized fans for booing a player who left the Indiana Fever and then returned as part of another team. So what exactly are fans allowed to do? They can't cheer for who they love. They can't boo opponents. They can't support new stars. They can't criticize unfair treatment. No matter what they do, someone complains. Before Caitlin Clark came into the league, players were already frustrated with the WNBA. Angel Reese talked about wanting to join alternative leagues. Seta Sabali wore shirts saying, "Pay us what you owe us." Players demanded better salaries, better conditions, and better treatment. These weren't small complaints. They were major warnings about the league's problems. Yet none of these were labeled as toxic. But now, suddenly, fans who support Clark are being blamed for the chaos. Even though many of these issues existed years before her arrival, many fans, including Black fans who support Caitlin Clark, have been called racist names online, attacked in comments, and treated unfairly by groups of fans and even players. These situations were never addressed. Instead, the blame always falls back on Clark's supporters, as if they started everything. This is why so many people are frustrated with Stephanie White's comments. It feels like she targeted the easiest group to blame: the fans who simply show up, spend money, and cheer for the player they admire. The WNBA's growth is real, and the numbers don't lie. The main reason for this huge jump in attention, ticket sales, TV viewership, merchandise sales, and social media engagement is Caitlin Clark. Her popularity has brought millions of new fans into the league. Without her, the WNBA would not be enjoying this moment of national spotlight. Instead of acknowledging that truth, some people choose to attack the very fans who are helping the league elevate to new heights. In the end, fans simply want fairness, respect, and honesty. They want the league to grow, and they want the players to succeed. But they do not want to be blamed for problems they did not create. If the WNBA wants to keep this momentum, it needs to embrace its supporters, not push them away. Many people can clearly see how much Caitlin Clark has changed the WNBA, yet there are still ongoing attempts to reduce her impact. Instead of recognizing her unique influence, some try to mix her success with other well-known players like Angel Reese or Paige Bueckers. However, their teams continue to struggle with poor attendance, something that has been happening long before Clark joined the league. Fans notice this, and it frustrates them deeply. They watch Clark bring in massive crowds and record-breaking interest, yet her contribution is often brushed aside, while others quietly enjoy the benefits that come from her popularity. This tendency to downplay Clark's influence is a major reason why fans feel irritated. They see the league using Clark's name and image to sell tickets, grow their audience, and attract sponsors. But when it comes to giving her proper credit, people suddenly go silent or try to spread the praise in places where it doesn't belong. This constant avoidance of the truth creates tension not only between fans and the league, but also between fans and players. It's this very tension that Stephanie White called toxic, even though a significant part of the issue was caused by decisions made inside the league itself, not by fans. Many supporters believe the Indiana Fever organization also played a role in this growing frustration. They hid details about Clark's injuries for months, repeatedly listing her as day-to-day, while continuing to sell out arenas because she was expected to play. Fans felt the team prioritized ticket sales over Clark's well-being. They saw mixed injury reports, confusing updates, and a sense of dishonesty. These actions didn't just upset fans, they damaged trust. Yet somehow, the blame still found its way to supporters, as if they were the ones who caused the problem. The truth is that fans are reacting to what they see, not creating drama out of thin air. They watch players openly disrespect supporters, mock them online, and make comments that push people away. They witness teams benefit financially from Clark's arrival, while refusing to acknowledge that she is the primary reason salaries are increasing, and the league is receiving more attention than ever before. According to many close followers of the WNBA, Clark is the main driving force behind the significant rise in revenue and the potential new pay raises in the next collective bargaining agreement. Without her, these financial improvements likely would not exist. And yet, instead of gratitude or honesty, fans hear complaints about toxic behavior. They are told they are the problem, but if someone truly wants to address toxicity, they must address it evenly. They must call out the players who started fake racial accusations, the players who disrespected fans at their own home games, and the players who verbally attacked new audiences who were simply excited to support the league. The conversation should be fair, not selective. This becomes even clearer when we look at specific examples. During Clark's rookie season, Las Vegas Aces player Rakuna Williams appeared on ESPN and boldly announced, "We don't want you," referring to the new wave of fans who joined the WNBA because of Clark. Many viewers were stunned to hear such a harsh message aired publicly. This wasn't playful teasing or competitive banter. It was a direct statement telling new supporters they were not welcome. That type of negativity is exactly what hurts a growing league, yet Stephanie White said nothing about it. Another incident involved Ryan Howard of the Atlanta Dream. During a home game, fans loudly cheered for Aya Wilson, one of the biggest stars in the league. Instead of seeing it as normal sports enthusiasm, Howard reacted negatively and criticized them. The idea that fans cannot cheer for a player they love simply because they attend a different team's game left many people shaking their heads. Sports fans travel everywhere. They show support in every arena. To tell them they can't do that makes the league feel unwelcoming and overly controlling. There was more. When former Indiana Fever player DJ Carrington returned to Indiana as part of another team, supporters booed her. A completely normal reaction in sports. But Mercury player Kalani Brown criticized the fans for this. It made the situation even more confusing. Fans can't cheer too loudly, but they also can't boo. What exactly is allowed? What do people expect fans to do? Sit silently. Supporters felt they were being punished no matter what they did. These mixed messages create a strained relationship between players and fans. Instead of embracing new growth and appreciating passionate supporters, some players treat them with hostility. The picture becomes even more troubling when Black fans of Caitlin Clark are targeted with racially offensive insults, including being called slurs online by people connected to the WNBA community. These attacks are deeply painful and completely unacceptable, yet they remain largely unaddressed by those in leadership positions. Fans are shocked that such behavior goes unnoticed, while simple criticism from supporters is labeled toxic. Adding to all of this is the rough physical treatment Clark received on the court. She was statistically the most fouled player in the league, often without proper calls made by referees. Fans saw obvious targeting and unfair play, and they reacted with concern, not hate. They questioned why officials allowed such aggressive behavior toward the league's biggest star. To blame fans for pointing out these issues is unfair. They were responding to clear patterns, not inventing stories. In the middle of everything, the Indiana Fever organization raised even more questions. By hiding and downplaying Clark's injuries, they created distrust among fans. Supporters invested their time, money, and energy into watching games, only to learn later that important information had been withheld. This wasn't the fault of fans. It was a result of decisions made within the organization itself. Considering all these factors, many feel that Stephanie White's comments were irresponsible. Instead of addressing these real issues, she chose the easiest group to blame: the fans. Her remarks drew a line in the sand, telling a large and passionate fan base that their concerns did not matter. This is not how a successful league is built. Growth requires unity, fairness, and honesty, not selective blame. The WNBA is at a turning point. It has more attention now than ever before. But this attention can vanish just as quickly if leadership refuses to recognize the importance of its fans. Supporters are speaking out because they care. They want a league that is fair, transparent, and respectful to everyone, from players to coaches to audiences. The call for Stephanie White to be removed is not only about anger, it is about accountability. When someone in a leadership position damages trust, divides the fan base, and ignores the root issues, it affects the entire organization. Fans deserve better, and they want leaders who understand that respect must go both ways.